Trump, aka caves again, guys, on the tariffs. Hi guys, once again this is Alfred from Amassers.com. I'm back with a little quick video. Well, I hope it will be. And I just thought I'd send out a little urgent warning so that you guys can see what's really real. And I'll come on here and talk with you guys, and I'll share some technical analysis for Bitcoin. I'm probably going to look at gold. And I just want to point some things out. Okay, as you guys know, Donald Trump has caved again. Captain Caveman caved on tariffs. He paused again, this time for 90 days. Let's look right here. We have a neutral on our fearmonger. This is our fearmonger. It is a volatility index which we've been developing over the years, and it gives you market sentiment. You can learn about this and more, even our crypto screener right here on this little 9-minute video. Okay, but let's remember right now that we are in a neutral position after coming off of around 2 bears, and there are 5 bears and there are 5 bulls. So just all in a day's work. Okay, I'm going to show you guys a little brief clip here, and it'll kind of summarize and give you some clips of what actually went on today. Then we're going to come back, look at some charts, and you are going. Okay, so here goes a little video.
There will be a 90-day pause on the reciprocal tariffs as these negotiations are ongoing, and the tariff level will be brought down to a universal 10% tariff.
Things can change rapidly. Markets have just been so volatile in recent days. You almost can't look away because you might miss a 1% move in either direction.
This was driven by the president's strategy. He and I had a long talk on Sunday, and this was his strategy all along.
It's obviously a relief rally for markets.
We've had more than 75 countries contact us, and I imagine after today there will be more.
Are the numbers I'm seeing on my screen correct here for the Dow? Are we up 840 points right now? Dana, I'm watching this literally glitching in gap. We're up 900 points. This is yeah, okay, there. Wow.
And don't let some of these politicians go around saying, because I'm telling you, these countries are calling us up, kissing my ass.
Okay, I'm back. This time I'm over here on our Bitcoin chart. I send these charts out about every week. I do this thing which I call a market maker box, and you can see these gray lines here. This is where I have my market maker box. Okay, I was a little late with putting up my box this week because everything was just so crazy. You see this vertical line I've got here? Okay, a rumor comes out, and all of a sudden the market shoots up. And this is on the other day, and the rumor is that Donald Trump has decided to take off or pause the tariffs for some time. And then this rumor, which came out on Twitter, someone asked about it, and they go to the White House, and everybody says, no, we don't know what you're talking about. Fake news, people, fake news. Okay. Now, this is the box. Okay. We already were shooting down out of this box. Let me just give you guys some real insider information. If you're from crypto, I'm going to be covering maybe a little bit more than crypto today. Okay. So in crypto, the guys will say, this is some alpha. Let me give you some alpha, okay? Real alpha. From someone who's been speculating on the markets 25 years. Now, if you can accept this, you're going to probably be 25 years ahead of me, because it took me a long time to really, really take this to heart. But here we go. A while later, well, this is a fake. There's no real news here. Nothing's happening. Donald Trump hasn't changed his mind, and the market just goes right back to where they have to be. Okay, you want to call this a mean reversion? Okay, you can call it a mean reversion. I call it, he broke out of this market maker box, a place that the market maker would have probably been comfortable within for the whole week, and you got out of it in about the first day or so, and they had to get you back in here, okay? Because you don't want things to fall to a level that there's no hope of them ever controlling again. Okay, now they begin a push and it gets them back into the box. Okay, but you don't want them to cook it too fast. You don't want to get so much momentum going that now you've got a contract that expires at the end of the month and it starts blowing up and everybody's buying. You don't want everybody buying. You don't want everybody selling. You want a difference of opinion in the market so that you can sell to the people who believe you should be buying and buy from the people who believe that you should be selling and make a lot of money in the middle. Okay, everybody's in with fear of missing out around here. But you can't let the market run too much. If it runs too much, the guys who got in here are just going to keep going up. Anybody that bought here, they're going to keep making this trade more and more toxic to the market maker. Anybody that bought here with leverage, you know, they're dancing, but they're killing the market maker. So you got to bring it back down. Nobody said that's fake news. Okay, then it comes right back down exactly to here. Then the night comes and all of a sudden Donald Trump says, no, this is it for real. There's no chance of me taking these tariffs off. And after a few hours of the tariffs, we get, yeah, he took them off. He's pausing them, this time for 90 days. Last time he paused for 30 days. It's better now. He's pausing for 90 days, right? Why is Donald Trump pausing 90 days? Well, it's basically a quarter. And all the guys on Wall Street are like, look, you got to at least give us a quarter to breathe. Also, I know a lot of guys like to think that, well, you diversify, okay? I mean, what the hell? Let me give you some real game here. You see that big candle right there? That's the very same 4-hour candle on the Nasdaq. Okay, this is basically a synthetic version of the Nasdaq index. Okay, now at the same time as Bitcoin is blowing up, so is the Nasdaq blowing up. There's so much correlation in these markets that there's almost no diversification. But let me point this out to you too. You see where we are statistically here? We're way up here. Okay? Now, if there's no reason for irrational exuberance other than Donald Trump has paused tariffs for 90 days, what do you think is going to happen here? Okay? Exuberance up in 2 4-hour candles. We start consolidating. It comes down. Come back even more exuberant up. Exuberance all here. And 4-hour candles, guess what's going to happen at some point, probably before this week is over. Okay? Some people call this vertical pricing. And I made a joke about Jack and the Beanstalk, but every time you see these things, you know, you have to understand that you are creating an invisible gap, is what I call them. And what I mean is, inside of this little 4-hour candle, nobody hardly had any opportunity to get in and buy there. So now the market maker gets to sell back to those people who obviously didn't have time to get in there. And they're more likely to sell, they're more likely to sell here on the Nasdaq as opposed to a little bit more controlled environment, unusually so, for Bitcoin. Okay, truth serum. Well, this is a gold chart. Okay? Now, what's been happening over here? Everybody's been running into gold. Gold looks amazing. Oh, I think I got some research around here. I want to show it to you cats. I'll put it on the screen. Year to date, I think we're up about 12%, probably more than that now on gold. Why is everybody running to gold? Because gold is a safe haven. Everybody's running to that safe haven. Everybody's telling you everything's changed. Trump saved us all from the mess that he created. Why are the professionals still going to gold? That's why I call it a truth serum. If someone listening can get this, you're going to understand more than 90%. There are people paying thousands of dollars to learn how to do this profitably from people who barely trade, who have barely traded a few years, and they've never seen anything like this. And there's nothing wrong with that, because there should never be anything like this. Do you really honestly think that Scott Bessent, a former hedge fund manager, now Secretary of Treasury, you don't think he called up one of his buddies and said, hey, we're finna play chicken with China? You guys want to do any shorts in any companies over there? You don't think he done it himself? Nobody's stopping these guys now. That's why you see all of this volatility. That's why you see all of this mess in the market. The market makers don't like it. Who wants to make a market like this? The traders don't like it. Who wants to trade a market like this? So I'm giving you gang, like I always do on this channel. Truth Serum says, hey, professionals aren't taking this serious because they're still over here and they're still buying into gold. And the market makers for gold are raising the price and raising the price and raising the price. If you go and look on our screener, one of the things you'll see up right now with unusual activity as far as statistical patterns is PAX-G, which is a synthetic kind of correlation, heavy correlation with gold. It's on the Ethereum blockchain. I show it a lot in these videos. Okay, if you hear all these people talking about, well, he's fixed it all, it's all over. Well, why is gold still up? Bitcoin, yeah, Bitcoin just it's on its way now for a bull run. Really? Well, look at gold, and where is it statistically on the month? I'm sorry, on the week. Now look at Bitcoin, same chart. Where is it? It's around the average, and it's already falling back into the nice controlled market maker box. I guess that's it. Let me show you guys this little chart I got. This, I'm going to put it on the screen. It shows you hundreds of hedge fund managers surveyed, and it's asking you, or it's asking those hedge fund managers, where are the safe havens? A majority of these guys said the safe havens, gold. Okay. Look at where Bitcoin is. Look at where the 10-year is. Here, that's a safe haven. Well, all of a sudden, we were about to have an auction of some bonds today, and hey, that's another thing that happened in the crunch. We needed these bonds to turn around. We need other countries to buy our bonds, to buy our debt, because what you guys call dollars is actually a Federal Reserve note. In other words, it's just a note. It is a paper rectangle that represents our debt in certain denominations: $1, $5, 10, 20, 100. That's all. And when the bond market started collapsing and equities are collapsing, And everybody's already putting all they can into gold, but sometimes they were slowing down even with gold. Guys who have done this so long professionally understand that this is not good. So Captain Caveman caved in just like he always does, just like he did with the 30 days, just like he's doing now with the 90 days. No one wants to trade in an environment like this long term. It's unsustainable. Even the 10% tariffs are unsustainable. I'm showing you guys on the charts. I'm showing you guys fundamentals too. Looking at it like that, that's what we're seeing now. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some pullback as we're hugging the top of the market maker box that I drew at the top, or a few days ago, and posted on Twitter. My Twitter is Trader Alfred. You guys check it out. If you're still not following me, really, you have some poor life decisions, bruh. What you doing? But seriously, that's all I got, guys. Follow me on Twitter if you want. If you think you found value in this video. See you guys on the next video. Once again, like, share, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. See you when I see you. Peace.